For my brainstorming, I came up with the standard middle school life science 1-3. Use arguments supported by evidence for how the body is a system of interacting subsystems composed of groups of cells. So this is a next generation science standard. In the beginning of the year, we work from a single cell up to a multicellular organism. So this would be a project that would incorporate after my unit on cells to teach about how cells are, the human body is made up of many different kinds of cells that function together and how they interact together. So I do a project kind of like this, but I'm looking forward to incorporating some more PBL components that I maybe have been missing in my project currently. And so I thought I would focus in on a couple of the major systems in the human body, the most important, seemingly so, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, and the nervous system. And the focus of this unit will be how they interact together, but students will be focusing on this information from a problem standpoint. So when there is a problem with a system, what happens to the other system? So I I kind of thought about approaching this with a really guided way of giving them some sample problems that can happen with the nervous system or the circulatory system or the respiratory system. But I did want to incorporate interacting with those systems. So I would do some sort of like demonstration where we would get our heart rate elevated and take some measurements of our heart rate, doing different activities like sitting, standing, walking, running. And same with the respiratory system, and then maybe play some, they really enjoy those mind games when we talk about cognition and memory. So just getting them interacting with their body systems and aware of their body systems first. I don't know how I'm going to fit that in, but somewhere along this project, we will kind of have a piece centered on that. Authentic applications. Everybody has a body, so it's very important and applicable to everybody, especially teenagers, what their body can do and why. And many of my students are student athletes, so they have firsthand experience of how their body changes when different systems interact or you add different environmental factors. And then also the pandemic, focusing had a lot of concerns this year when we were in this unit about the respiratory system, right? Because that's a huge part of COVID-19 and how COVID-19 interacts with the respiratory system. So that piece. And then I thought for my community contacts, perhaps a local physician, specifically I know Kurt Boyd is a nurse practitioner in the area who is really involved with the respiratory impacts of COVID-19. And he helps with the testing in our community. So very, very helpful with an expert in that area talking maybe about the respiratory system. And then I thought we have a physical therapist clinic downtown, maybe getting with one of the physical therapists and talking perhaps about the muscular system, maybe incorporating that into the project somehow. And then I thought maybe a neurologist. I don't particularly know one, but I could figure that out. I'm sure there's one either in our community or close to our community. So their problem will be to choose a problem with the body system. I could make this really teacher driven and provide the problems, or I could leave it really open-ended and let them research. I'm still not sure how I want to do it, but identifying the body system, how it works, and then when the problem occurs, what specifically is failing in that body system, and then also what impacts does that body system have on other body systems. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with my ideas in my project-based learning outline brainstorm